5. Interesting. Okay, and you are 8, 9, 8.
I don't know if I like that lap or not.
What's her name? What's her name?
Linda. And
Linda.
but she goes by a different last name. Last name is Boardman, Boardman.
Okay, well, it's very interesting because you're right. You are opposite.
I figured that. That's scary.
But you are compatible. You are compatible with certain things. It's just, I guess that they're just, it's interesting because there are a lot of challenges,
Uh-huh.
but live being on the air with my guys. This is one of the fascinating ones.
I will tell you this.
Almost,
there's been a power trip for 40 years, like who wears the pants in the family. A lot of times I feel like I'm wearing the dress. I don't mean it that way, guys. Sorry, but, it's just sometimes she's over domineering,
Oh, sure. But it's the thing that keeps it going is because he is ultimately like a little kid. And that is what is what keeps the adventure going, because it's kind of like she keeps renewing her dreams. She keeps the hope alive, even though when things look bleak, she'll find something, right? And that's what makes it work, and because that's what you need. Because sometimes you can be so serious and so business minded, and she'll come along and say something, and it'll just break the tension, right? And you guys just keep going like that, and it's almost like she is teaching you. She's teaching you how to let go, and you are teaching her many times how to be more compassionate. She is very psychic. She's a natural mystic. Did she like the water? Did she have problems with water?
Yeah, we used to own boats, up to about 20 years ago, and it got to a point she refused to go on a boat because she was scared of the water.
Right, yeah. That is something that I don't believe in past lives. I believe it's all happening at once. Okay, but that is something that you share also. It's like these things that don't necessarily make sense, but you allow space for them because you have a huge heart, and your mission in life is to understand, but also live in the world. So you keep her grounded, and she helps you to be a little less serious, and she also helps you to be more compassionate, and you help her to be more compassionate, and she helps you keep things new. So it's a nice dance that you have, and clearly it's been keep this thing going for this long, and
well, 8 children. I hate to say it, 8 children kind of helped too.
8 children,
8,
great
yeah.
men. Yeah, you're both very, very strong personalities. I would say it's a very interesting pairing. And I would also, and for something like this, I would also want your full, birth names and birth times to really dig in, because I don't really deal with names too much at the outset, because a lot of times you can see so much from just the core numbers. But with something like this, it's very clear that you both you're constantly teaching each other. I won't say teaching each other new tricks. You're constantly teaching each other. Like, it's not there's no stagnation necessarily in the mental realm. It's you're always like learning new things. Like, oh, isn't that interesting? You do it like that, or okay, we can discuss that perspective and, that kind of thing. So, very, very interesting. And I mean, I could go into more detail, but let's just say a little bit that it also keeps it very fun.
Well,
Very, very fun, very, very new. And also, you also have to be practical as a numerologist. And you can see that when you're learning this much and when you're with someone for a while, you have shared experience. And that is a world in itself. You have both created a world. You've created like a protective shield around you, which is very, very beautiful. So,
well, I've tried, seriously. I really have. I mean, well, you actually, from what you said so far, you really nailed it 100%.
Thank you. I can hardly hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said you nailed it 100%.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry about our phone system. I should have Skype up and running again by tomorrow. Like I said, we had that storm come through and it messed up some of the equipment, and I've been, getting it back operational. So I'm down to using the regular phone, which I don't like using.
It's totally okay.
Okay.
I just couldn't hear that last part.
Okay. I might have drifted too far away from the microphone. I'm in shock right here, so.
You're in shock?
A little bit. I mean, you confirmed what I confirmed right for the last 40 years, that we're totally opposite. But, she has strong will and I have strong will, and I think that's why it works.
Yeah, and you also know when to bend. It has to be that way.
Yeah.
And if you can't, that's ultimately what's going on too, because you're evolving, and evolving is such a weird word because I don't believe in time that's all happening at once. So you've already evolved, but let's just say for sake of understanding, you're evolving. So it's you're bending, you're swaying like trees in the wind, and it's just it's wonderful. That's what a relationship is.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think how can I say it? I've been married, like I said, I've been married over 40 years, going on 41 years. And before that, I was married twice before. Actually, I'm going to back up. I'm going to back up. I actually was married 3 times before. I got married the first time. It didn't work out. Then I got married the second time. We got divorced. She talked me into getting remarried. We got remarried. The next morning I woke up and I said, we're going to go get it annulled. So before I met my wife, Linda, it was 3 times before. So, and, I guess I'm always attracted to people with power. Because power, it seems like, doesn't intrigue me, but it seems like I feed off of other people that have power.
Well, you need something that can handle you. You don't want someone that's going to like blow over.
No, I wouldn't.
You need someone that you can actually like have a relationship with, because you're a very powerful person too, and you have very powerful ideas. And and I will say this also, that sometimes people don't understand that, but the right people do. So you need to be with those people, and you can't be with a partner that's just a little, waste kind of thing that, no offense to waste, that just doesn't have any personality and can't have a conversation.
Well, I know that when I married my second wife, the first and the second time, Debbie, she was like a mouse. If I said, hey, let's go, no matter what I wanted to do, she'd agree to do it. And that's not what I was looking for. And I wasn't attracted to it, and
right. That gets old really fast.
Yeah.
But then there are some guys that are like, that's what I want.
A lot of guys
I just want a yes person on my team.
Yeah, well, that's not what I want. I want somebody to be honest with me. My wife has been, brutally honest with me. It's been more than times like when I lost a couple $1 million. She didn't walk away from me. She said, hey, hey, I'm still here. And she was. So, what can I say?
That's the best. That's the best. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So this is interesting. So what got you into doing this? I mean, when did you realize you had the ability, and when did you really get focused on doing what you're doing?
Well, Gary, I was pretty miserable as a kid. I was left out of everything, and I didn't understand why things were so bad for me. Like why kids left me out, and because I never did anything that I thought was bad. I mean, I wanted people to be happy. I didn't understand mean people, and I knew there had to be something more. I knew that. That's when I started to believe in God, because I knew there had to be another explanation, because what was going on didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. And my parents were very spiritual, and I found a book on numerology when I was 6 by Vincent Lopez, a band leader. And I was also into music, always been. And he was a band leader. And it spoke to me. So I kind of held on to that book, growing up, like it was my salt lick, And I started to understand more and more. And things started to make sense. Like I felt like other kids had taken a class that I didn't take, and they all understood like this language. And then I started studying numerology, and I was like, I felt like I got some pages from the manual, I started to understand things. Things started to make sense to me, and that was so healing. And I just loved it. And then it was just so fun to take numbers everywhere, and you can do them, all the time. And I have an obsessive streak, and it's good for obsessive people, because you just keep on doing the numbers and seeing the patterns. So, I did a lot of different things. I really didn't think I would ever be a numerologist, really. But I just kept doing numbers for people because I just liked doing them. And then I think I mentioned before, like 4 years ago, I had a spike in my abilities. I studied with an enlightened master a bunch of years before he passed away, and I started studying with someone else, and all the study, I guess, took my abilities up a bunch of notches, and I would do people's numbers, and it was like hair blown back Memorex, like, oh my gosh, wow, and you have to do this for people because it really helps, and so I started doing it more and more, and I really love it. And again, I said this before, I do it with the benefit of the force. I can do the calculations all day long, but the force reads the numbers. The force, the light reads the numbers. I can put the key in the door, and I get to open the door and look inside the room, but the force tells me where to look and what it means, and I really work on that aspect of numerology. Meditation, prayer, is it's really important, and I know that if I have the intent to help, then what comes through will help, and that's why I keep doing it, because it makes my world, and also in a few ways, but one way is, let's say someone comes to me and they're broken and they're completely lost, maybe their heart has been broken and they don't see any hope, and what's going on, why did it happen, and we take the situation and we examine it, and we get a new perspective on it, and I can tell them what's going on. And also doing the numbers, you have, again, start to understand yourself, and you can see what's going on, and there's an instant recognition, because numbers are our DNA, and when you get a numbers reading, you can feel it in your bones, and it is such a revelatory experience. I mean, maybe that's too strong a word, but you have that. You really you can have real epiphanies about yourself and your world, and that is so powerful. Right there, you can shift. So someone who is broken, by the end of a reading, can have new hope, new direction, and that's miraculous to me. I